my name is Cerise Jasti.
And my name is Rahul Kawara.
And today we are interviewing the CEO and founder of fitDEGREE, Mr. Dennis. So, Mr. Dennis, could you explain to us a little bit about fitDEGREE?
Yeah, so fitDEGREE is a software platform for fitness centers. So what we do is we give gyms, college rec centers, yoga studios, things like that. We give them their own custom mobile app for their members to go on and register for group fitness classes, see how busy the area is, find recent announcements, things like that. So what we do is we really provide fitness centers a way to engage and retain their members.
Yeah.
So when you created this idea, did it come over time or was it more sudden?
It came over time. So there's a good quote, it's like to be good at business, you have to be in business. So the original idea was not what it is today. It was actually just an app that helped people find a fitness partner at their college rec centers. So you would go on and say, hey, I want to play basketball. Is anyone else interested? Mm-hmm. And it didn't do as well as we thought it would. So what we did was we kind of chose a safer route, and we felt, how can we really benefit businesses that would benefit the consumer instead of just trying to go directly to consumers like these Instagrams and Facebooks and Snapchats of the world, because there's only 3 or 4 that you know about. It's really hard to be successful.
Yeah.
So what we decided to do was go after the businesses and provide value there. So I would say the first year was really helping us get our feet on the ground. It wasn't until about year 2 that the idea that you guys approached me about really came to life.
So obviously you have some experience in the fitness industry for you to get into this. So what exactly did you do before fitDEGREE, and how did it help you get into this company?
Yeah, so 2 things I did was I worked out like a fiend all the time. I was always in the gym. I know how it works. These things didn't come overnight, all right? And just kidding. And then what I did was I went to school to be a math major. So I was actually studying to be an actuary, which involves crunching numbers for risk analysis. Mm-hmm. And I kind of I worked at my college rec center, and they had an idea of how do we get more people into the rec center, and that's when the thing started clicking, and I realized that my school had a business plan competition. I brought the original idea of the business plan competition. I went through that. I won that. I got introduced to our school's innovation venture fund. I got funding through there, and the rest kind of just a bunch of little roller coasters and to where I am today.
Yeah.
So, in the early stages of developing fitDEGREE, I know you got the investment from Rowan University for $5 million. And
No, I wish. So what they had was a $5 million fund to give to students and alumni. Okay. So now it seems really small, but we actually got $100,000 before I even graduated college to start running the company.
So what led you to gaining this investment? What standards did you have to meet to get that?
Yeah, so you got to be a legitimate company. So we had to file to become an LLC in New Jersey, or actually Delaware. And I had to provide a very robust business plan. Mm-hmm. So I think by the time I was done with it, it was about 45 pages of exactly what our plan was, start to finish, of how I would start with $0 and I would end up with millions and millions of dollars, and who was going to be involved, what the product was going to be, the market we were targeting, how we were going to get in front of them, what our sales cycle was going to look like. It was like a dictionary of how I was going to run my company.
Yeah, so I realized that creating a business is very tough. So what experiences allowed you to create this idea and bring it to the market?
Yeah, failing, a lot of failing. I know that sometimes it sounds cliche, and sometimes other people kind of raise their eyebrows at you, but the best thing you could do is put your head down, go to work, hit a roadblock, figure out how to get around the roadblock, and keep going, so that maybe one day when you guys are ready to run your business, I could shed some insight, and instead of you failing and learning, you can learn from my failures so that you go a little bit quicker. And my goal is that I can learn from other people's failures to save me some time. But the best thing you could do, I wasn't even a business major. I got this email from you guys thinking, what a bunch of little hustlers. I wouldn't have any idea to do this when I was your age. I kind of just came up with an idea and then found out entrepreneurship was a real thing. So, I mean, you don't have to have any experience to get involved in this. You just got to have passion. passion and be willing to fail and keep going.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the whole point of company roots, to, like, find the experiences of the older generation or the current generation even, and take it to heart and try to tread forward on what they did and try to do better, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think it's great.
Like, recently I took a course on how to be an entrepreneur by MIT Launch, and they stressed this idea of teamwork and the concept and innovation over everything else. What do you think out of those three, teamwork, concept, and innovation, what do you think is the most important of all of them?
Okay, I would definitely say that's a good way to wrap it up or to sum it all together. I'd say innovation. Overall, you have to, if you were to ask me, do I want to be an entrepreneur or an innovator? Like, I'd rather be an innovator because you're trying to make people's lives easier when you innovate. Yeah. So, for instance, everything we do, we didn't create out of nowhere. They were doing it with paper and pencil, and all we did was bring it to digital. So, I mean, that's what you really want to do. You want to innovate to make people's lives easier, because what's the most valuable asset in the world? Time. Time's the most valuable thing. Yeah. If you have more, you don't need more money. You need more money so you have more time. Mm-hmm. So, if you have more time, you can pretty much do anything. So if you could find a way to save people time, they will buy it. Like, it's simple as that. And then, I'd say a close second is teamwork. You can go somewhere fast by yourself, mm-hmm. or you can go somewhere far with a team. Yeah. So something to keep in mind is that you might not play nice with everybody, and not everybody's going to be in your business partner for the rest of your life. But if you find that one business partner like I did, you can really go a long way.
Yeah, I know. I saw on your website you had 4 interns and you have 4 co-founders.
Yeah.
So, what would you say your experience with working with them was? Like, was it like a roller coaster? Did it go like ups and downs, or was it kind of like a smooth ride?
Oh, it was a complete roller coaster. So we started off with 5 total people were co-founders. Mm-hmm. And 2 of them were my best friends. One was my best friend from high school. One was my best friend from college. And the other 2 were 2 programmers that I met in college. Mm-hmm. So guess how many? So there's 5 total people, including me. Guess how many of those people are still in the company today?
2 or 3?
2. So my 2 best friends were the first ones gone. I tried to make it work with them. The one I'm still friends with, the one I'm not so close with, unfortunately. But I made a mistake. I made the mistake that I was trying to work with friends. It can't happen like that. You can't ask your friend to work with you. If you come up with the idea with your friend, that's different. But you can't come up with your idea, how you want it to be done, and then ask your friend to join you. If they're a little resistant, pay attention to that and back away, because I ruined a friendship over that. Yeah. And the other 2, the programmer, I don't even like to call him programmer because he's my business partner. We talk to each other about everything on the business and the programming side. And the additional programmer, who was just a programmer, we recently had to part ways with him because he didn't have that passion. He didn't have that fire of, I like to go out. I like to be with my girlfriend. I like to go to the gym. I like to do all these things, right? But, like, number one priority is always work. Yeah. Because it's a startup. It's your life. You own this company. If you want to get it off the ground, it's got to dominate your life. So, I do like to do other things, but when work comes first, and it's as simple as that. So, we've pulled together interns that we worked well with, and we've learned to keep some space between, who owns the company and who works for the company. But it's all about culture, and you need to create a culture where people want to work for you. So if they don't want to work for you and you think you have a good culture, just get them out of there. They're just a cancer. They're just a cancer that's going to affect the other people that are working their ass off.
That's true.
Yeah, so I myself am a middle schooler and I'm still learning. So what advice would you give
I'm still learning.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to the young generation of entrepreneurs to expand their horizons in the field of business?
And also, what would you say for us to recruit other people? I mean, at our age, it's kind of, you have to recruit your friends because they're the only ones that are going to listen to you seriously. So what would you say would help us to recruit people our age without giving them a portion of what we're doing in our passion?
I don't know if there's a way to do it without giving them a portion of your passion, because if you really want someone to work like it's theirs,
Mhm.
it has to be theirs. They have to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So, for instance, my business partner who stuck with me all the way through. He didn't give a shit about fitness. He didn't care. He went to the gym to look good for the summer, and that was about it. And he certainly didn't want to make software for these people when he could make software for anybody, right?
Mhm.
So, what I had to give him equity, and I had to let him make decisions about the software that made it feel like it was his. So, I guess on top of equity, you also kind of have to stop being so controlling about what your idea is and trust that you're going to bring in smart people. You might not always, if you're the smartest person in the company, you're in trouble, right? I want to bring in people that are smarter than me,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
So now people that are smarter than me, I have to trust them to do their job. So even if we brought in another guy, we brought in a guy who's full-time sales, some of the things he says and the way he talks, I don't agree with. I wouldn't say it like that. But you know what? I brought him in to do sales,
Mhm.
and the customers are still responding. So it's not my place to say anything. It's his business too. And that's how you make them feel like that. You let them do their job, and as long as they're getting results, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And would you say that like in being the founder, and like I mean this especially pertains for us, would you say that delegation is a huge part of just
Oh, yeah.
being the
Oh, yeah.
person?
Every time you bring someone on board to your company, every time you bring someone in, they should be able to do something to take away a job from you.
Yeah.
So, for instance, my main business partner, Daniel, I keep referring to him as he's Daniel.
Yeah.
He handles everything software.
Mhm.
I can't write a line of code for my life. I've never tried to touch it because I've realized there's so much else to do in the business that if I just let him handle all the code, I can handle everything else.
Yeah.
Now I've realized that I need to manage him still. I need to talk to him, make sure we're on the same page of, hey, these have been customer requests. Hey, this customer had a problem. This is what happened. We need to fix this ASAP, things like that. So I've realized that I still need to manage. So the thing was is I couldn't do sales. I couldn't constantly keep selling because I needed to manage the software and I need to do sales. So what did I do? I brought in a guy just to do sales. So now I manage sales and I manage the software. And once in a while, I jump in on both, and I help them do their job, and I act like I'm a part of their team, but I'm always bouncing around.
Yeah.
And now, accounting isn't too big of a deal for us right now, so I can handle accounting. My main role, I would say, though, is customer service.
Mhm.
So after the sales guy makes a sale, so the software guys build a product, the sales guy makes a sale, now it's up to someone to take care of the customer. So that's where I fall into the customer. So the next person I bring in might just be customer service.
Yeah.
You get it? So it's like you're always trying to take work away from you so that you can manage everybody.
Mhm.
And you can keep the biggest thing is you keeping communication. So my simplest analogy of being a CEO is I'm the parents of this company. I have to be the mom, dad, and I have to be the fun uncle too.
Yeah.
Right? So I have to be overbearing and protective and make sure everyone's doing their job. I have to be caring and empathetic, and when crap comes up, I gotta be there for them, even if it's outside of work. They're struggling with a girlfriend, something like that. I have to be there for them, and then I also have to make it fun so they want to stick around.
Yeah.
So short answer is every time you bring someone in, they should be taking a job away from you, and they should be the less people you have, the less overlap there is.
Mhm.
Right? No one should be able to do the same job. If they're doing the same job, get them out, get someone new in there.
Yeah. So, a little bit more about the company now. Now that we've kind of gone through the ins and outs of how to run it, a little more
Yeah.
of the company. So, for me, I participated in tennis last summer, and I got in the best shape of my life. So, for someone like me who already regularly participated in strenuous physical activity, what do you think fitDEGREE could give to me?
Okay, so if you were part of a club or part of a facility that had fitDEGREE, we still have a fit feed where we have a news feed for people to post what they're doing, what they've done, and looking for other people to play games with.
Mhm.
What it could also do is that if your facility or your fitness center is having a tennis tournament, they would post it to the app, and you would be able to sign up for it.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, right at where it is today, wherever you're working out at needs to have fitDEGREE in order for it to benefit you.
Yeah.
So the app is free for you, but they pay for it. So, for instance, if you went to college that had fitDEGREE and was using the fitDEGREE app, you could find other fitness people on it to play tennis with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I recently took a course on the hour of code, just like stories, and it involves software and coding. So I know fitDEGREE is not only like a fitness app, but it's also a software development app. So where did you get your experience for software development?
And like your teammate as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say he had all the experience. He started coding when he was 8 years old. You know, when most people said I want to play a video game,
Yeah.
he looked at that video game and said I want to build that video game. So he spent his time. You guys are too young for this, but there's a system called Nintendo 64, and there's a game called Zelda, and one of the original Zeldas. And he tried to build Zelda on his computer instead of playing it on Nintendo. So he really started getting involved from a very early age. He kept coding and teaching himself throughout school. Same when he was your guys' age. He didn't take a course in high school how to code. He taught himself how to code by simply failing and trying again until he gets something to work. And then he went to college for it to make sure that he had his degree in case none of his entrepreneurial ideas worked out. Mm-hmm. And I'm so happy he went to college because that's where I met him, at college. And he taught me everything I know now about software. And I've learned, I'm a fast learner, so I learned things and I expanded on them. But as simple as, you go to write a piece of software, the first thing you should probably do is draw out what the screen is going to look like. Mm-hmm. So for a long time, all we did was go on a whiteboard, draw a rectangle of a phone, and draw out the screen. And then what happens when you click this button and this button and this button and this button? And everything has to be really easy. If it's more than 3 taps, you're going to lose a user. So now everything on our app has to be within 3 clicks of the home screen. Yeah. And just following those principles, you have to keep expanding off that. And then what kind of design is it now? Is it flat? Is it depth? Is it colorful? Is it plain? All these things tie into it that you pretty much just have to follow a couple of rules, and then you can build out your software.
Yeah. So just one more time, thank you for accepting our interview.
Thank you.
Absolutely.